Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is oil inventory day, which absolutely moves the crude oil market. Let's see how our strategy performs this morning right after our intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, everyone. So we're coming off of a pretty good day yesterday. A mixed bag on the morning strategies. We had a winner in gold. I'm sorry, we had a loser in gold yesterday. Let's pull that chart up right here. So we got activated into the long pretty much by a tick, and then this thing reversed down on me. You can watch the video from yesterday to watch that trade. 35 ticks of loss, which brings the totals for gold to down to 24 ticks of profit for the month of March. If we take a look at oil, oil had a loser session one. Again, I'm not trading session one, but it was a loser of 31 ticks. Just in comparison, oil session one is currently down in March 34 ticks. With this trade yesterday, it was previously hovering at like 3 ticks of pretty much almost break even. But oil session one, which again, I am not currently trading, but I am keeping stats on it. It's doing actually better than it was doing in February. Now, oil session two, on the other hand, has pretty much been on fire. We get activated yesterday into the long from our 9:20 a.m. candle inside bar, and from there we took 25 points, which oil session two currently sits at 163 ticks of profit for March. So if you're trading oil session two and gold like how I am, you're currently sitting at 187 ticks of profit for the month of March. So as I stated, the morning strategies have been doing extremely well. They're holding their own for sure. And then if we take a look at the Rob reversal from yesterday, we had a beautiful trade here, 9 a.m. candle. We get activated into the long, 35 points. This thing runs up. I went over the video yesterday if you want to watch that, but obviously catches a really, really nice move on the Rob reversal. And I believe we're at 3 days, 3 consecutive Rob reversals that have won. So we are up a good amount on the Rob reversal. Let me just update these. I think it was actually 4. We're on our 4th consecutive win, which brings those totals to 105 points of total profit for March if you're trading just one E-mini on that trade. So this has just been an absolute beast of a trade. And then if we take a look at our levels, let's see where we sit currently in our eval. Here's our dashboard. We are currently sitting at $50,833. So again, decent buffer here. I think if we can finish off this week strong, we might be able to finish somewhere in the 51,000, low 51,000s for the week, which would be a fantastic goal. But again, it's trading one day at a time, one trade at a time, and working your way up. So if we take a look at the levels for the YM charts today, look a lot more cleaner for me personally. We got our extreme high at 39,580. We've got where price action currently sits. So this has kind of already been tapped into here, 39,520, and then 39,534 is the closest level that I have to price action. Obviously, 39,429 is an area that I realistically think that we can tap into, and then our extreme low is at 39,323. Let's jump into the NQ. NQ level is 18,501, which is our top level. The level closest to price action on the high side is at 18,481. Price action, which is already tapped into this morning, 18,415. And then a very realistic level would be at 18,353 here on the NASDAQ. If we jump into the ES, we've got extreme high 52.55. Closest to price action right now, 52.46. Closest price action below where we're at is 52.30, and my extreme low would be 52.15. So let's see here how the morning strategies work out this morning. Oil has been on a pretty steady rise. Granted, we do have oil inventory report that comes out at 9:30 this morning Central Time. So just be aware of that. If you're trading gold during that time, you will definitely get a spike. Could go in your favor, could go against you. So you really got to be nimble on those trades. And same thing with gold. Gold has been in an uptrend here this morning as well. So stick around for my trade breakdowns and my day recap coming up here shortly. Thanks.
Order canceled.
All right, so here is my first trade actually of the morning. You guys are gonna, in my recap, you'll understand why you did not see a gold trade this morning. So we do get activated here into the short. I've got this video sped up, ridiculous. That was actually news inventory report right there. We had the big spike up. Luckily, we did not hit our stop loss on that trade. This trade ends up going over 2 hours. Actually, at the time of this recording, it's still going, which is absolutely insanity. So I ended up having to punch out of this trade early. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. Around about 11:45 in Discord, I told everybody I'm doing a hard stop at 11 a.m. on this trade. It was in there for almost 2 hours at this point, or about an hour and 45 minutes. And I really need to get to work. So I just could not be babysitting this trade any longer. You know, the risky part on this trade was it was going into oil inventory. So, you know, you're going to get a spike, which we did. We got a huge spike up. But then we got a really nice reversal. You know, sellers really stepped in and took this price action down. It actually comes really close to taking our full take profit here a few times. Thought we would get that extra push, but just really could not wait much longer on this trade. And the funny thing is that around, I don't know, I think about 10:50 in the morning Central Time, I put a note in on the chart that I have to kill this trade at 11 a.m. just because work is. It's my busy time right now, busy season, and I really needed to get out of here and finish up this video. There you go. There's where I pretty much say, listen, guys, I am punching out of this trade at 11 a.m. And at 11 a.m. does hit, and we get one little small push back down, and I pretty much end my trade right there. So took a small win, 100-something bucks, no big deal, but unfortunately couldn't come to a finality on this trade here today.
Order filled.
So what a nutty day of trading today. Let's start with gold. Gold. You didn't see a video on gold. You didn't see a trade recap on gold because I never got into this gold trade. Not because I didn't want to, but I honestly was just literally daydreaming looking at this chart. I think it was right around 8:15 to 8:20 candle that I started to kind of realize, I'm like, wait a second, there's the inside bar right here at 8:05. This would have been my setup. I go into my gold channel in Discord, and sure as shit, everybody is short. And I completely 100% missed that trade. Somewhere probably right around here, I was really kicking myself in the butt because I'm like, this is just classic Rob. I mean, I miss a trade and it's going to go to full take profit. Unfortunately, it ends up going reversing and losing. So that was a 21 tick loser in gold that I did not participate in, which miraculous. I think I'm probably 10-0 on trades that I missed that end up going to full take profit. So I was kind of due one. I think the market was, I think I was due one for the market, and I'm joking. The market does whatever the heck it wants to do, but that's why you didn't see a trade in gold and then in oil. What a crazy! This is the longest trade I have ever been on in oil. At least in one of my oil, session one, session two. It's the longest oil trade I've ever taken in my life. I know I've been in NQ and ES trades way back in the day, much, much longer. But this thing, so we get no setup here in session one. So there was no trade setup here. No. We get an inside bar at 9:15 in the morning. We get activated into the shorts. You got news. You got oil inventory report that came out at 9:30. This thing spiked all the way up to about 80% of our stop loss and then just dripped all the way back down. So I know some reduced their position sizing. Some of them went to like half their stop loss. So in that scenario, I think you probably, well, not on the reduced position sizing. That's actually a pretty smart idea during these news reports. But, if you reduced your position sizing down, you probably, before this report, you probably would have got knocked out of this trade. Now, granted, once it went down to about 70% take profit, I did move my position sizing down to half, which you guys saw in the video. But, this thing, I got to get to work. So I'm like, I think it was around 10:45 in the morning. I said, listen, I'm giving myself a hard stop at 11 a.m. on this oil trade because I got to get out of here. And it was, I think, right here. We got one more push down, and, I was hoping that we would be able to take full take profit there, but I ended up punching out early. I even typed it into the chart that killing this trade at 11 a.m. I got to go. So, and then to make this morning even nuttier in a good way, Rob reversal hits. Oh, we are actually looking at a setup right now. Okay, so we got a setup here right now. Let's see if this thing activates. But let's take a look at this trade right here. I didn't even see this right now looking at doing this video. We get activated to the short at 8:30 in the morning. This thing just rips down for 35 points of take profit. That is 5 Rob reversals in a row that have worked out. So kudos to the Rob reversal trade set up on this one. And let's just see what this initial candle went to. 58 points. Holy smokes. And if we were to do I've just been talking about this trailing stop idea for 5 trades in a row. They've just been going for killers. So this would have, Jesus, let's get this right here. Okay. So your stop would have gone down to there, would have gone down to there, would have gone to there. That's where it would have got stopped out at. Let's just see what this sucker would have done just out of curiosity's sake. 70 points. Nice trade. Really nice trade. So, again, we'll see here what happens with this guy. But took $700 profit on my cash account today. Took it on it yesterday. Took it on the day before. So that has just been a monster trade for me. If we take a look at our levels, I did take a small trade today in the YM. I lost 127 bucks. I'll explain that. NQ ripped down, blew through this level that I had written down at 18,354. But this old level, 18,286, got respected pretty well here. So we'll kind of see what price action wants to do there. On the ES, let's see. There you go. You had the 5230 level that I had. Bounce up from it. That's a great trade. That's 9 points right there. Granted, I probably, if I would have gotten into this trade, let's just do this really quick. I would have had my order to go along there. I would have probably been right there. 10, almost 11 points is what I probably would have looked for on this trade with a very small stop. So, I mean, your risk to reward would have been pretty good. Now, granted, I don't know if this would have worked or not, nor did I get in this trade. But let's show you the trade that I did get into. I was a little unfortunate with this one. This was on the YM this morning. I actually got into a short off of this candle right here. No, I'm sorry. I think it was off of this candle. I got into a short here, and my idea was right. My stop loss was really just not in a, well, it was in a spot obviously I took a loss on. So I would have preferred to have my stop loss above this level, but then it makes your risk to reward really not that great. So I pretty much just came up with like an even level stop, which there's no scientific thing for that. Again, it is what it is. I lost this trade for 127 bucks. So those were the levels for today. I will keep an eye. Oh, and so on oil trade on their eval, we took a win for $102, and let's just take a look at that one to see. So this guy's still going. I mean, this is still going. So this has not come to a finality yet. But I had to punch out 11. I got to get out of here. Please, if you are enjoying the channel, hit the like button. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what trades you took today, how you did, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will see you guys here tomorrow. Happy trading, everyone.